Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing some solar power into the 80. I've already made a quick start, but we're going to sort of run through everything I do today, all the bits I'm using, and the setup and how I'm routing everything. So let's get in. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the front seat, remove this side seat, because essentially from this box here I'm going to run the wire all the way through underneath the carpet to the front, and eventually it'll go to this little screen in the front. So we've got the back seat out, but this always amazes me on this truck. Look how clean it is underneath all this carpet. I guess that's what you get. Low mileage, one owner from new. It's just been looked after. Okay, it needs a bit of a hoover, but let's get this front seat out. So I've kind of come up with an ingenious way, obviously, of not taking the seat out and getting the wiring, and it's by taking the centre console out. I'm going to feed the wire through underneath, down here, and I should just be able to pull it straight through then, underneath the carpet in the back, and away we go. Just found quite a lot of torn up tissue paper and a business card. So thank you, Stuart Robinson. So I've taken the panel out, so obviously that I can feed the wire through. I've drilled a small hole, which means that I can feed the wire into this, because I can't use this anyway, and then I can place this on top. Ooh, get rid of that. Place this on top, plug it in, and then I can feed it all the way, from all the way down there, underneath, probably come round here. The plan is to take it behind the panel, and then out through this little vent, and plug it into here. So, panel's back in. The cable is running underneath here. You can just see the last of it there. It follows down here, along here, underneath the carpet. Here it is, attached to the OEM cabling, obviously zip tied in place, just every so often. And then it goes all the way out to the boot. So now we've got this one plugged in, which is obviously fed all the way from the front. I'm going to start plugging the solar wires in for the panel that's on the roof. So this solar controller lets me plug in the solar panel, then to the battery, and then to everything else. We're slowly getting there. Positive and negative connected to the controller. So now I've just got to plumb the battery ones in and just see essentially what comes up on the screen. Before obviously I then hook it up to switches and things like that. Alright, so I'm just waiting on a few bits, but essentially the battery is in, wired up, and we've got power coming in. That's not the best thing though. We go around the front. Back to the screen. Check it out! So stoked with this. Oh. So I guess now that that's working, I'm going to try and fit a switch so that it's not running full time, it's only running as and when I need it. I obviously want that because I don't want the switches for the lights and things to be live all the time. So that's next job. So we've got this power feeding the fuse box. Obviously negative is or earth to the body. It's charging the battery as we speak, and then if I press this button it takes the charge from the battery to the lights, which will be obviously coming out of there. So before we can move the light wires down from the roof, we've got to connect these two, which are the earths. They join together, and then these two, this is for power on, obviously the middle one there is the light on the switch itself, and then this spare one is just for the power supply from the light. The lights will earth elsewhere in here. Okay, that's pretty much me done for the day. So we have the solar charging the battery, essentially constant 14 volt, 3.4 amps going in at the minute. Pretty happy with that. But you'll see on the screen it's only flashing to the battery, and as soon as I press this button it starts flashing to the lights too. You'll also notice that this is lit up, so I can now flick them on. You can already see that it's starting to drop because obviously it's still trying to charge. I've got 2.2 amps going out. And if we go around here, we have some camp lights. Excuse the mess, but I'm so happy right now. Okay guys, so that's it for this week's video. It is the end of the install. I'll just run over essentially the way this is all routed. So the two lights on the roof are joined together. They run through the roof rack and then down through a hole in the roof. The hole in the roof used to be an antenna, but it was no longer in use. That then runs down the back pillar and in obviously behind all the plastics. Been able to earth it from quite a few different places and then run the power from the battery and from the solar controller into the fuse box, which is nicely hidden inside the plastics again. So overall pretty happy with how it's all gone. Apparently you can only run lights from this solar controller. I need to sort of read up a bit more about that because I'm fairly certain I'll be able to run more from it, but I just need to double check. But I'm so happy to have solar again. Had it last time on my Discovery 1 and I've not really had it since on any of my other four-wheel drives. It's just so nice to have. You know, you've got all that, you've got a house battery and then you've got pretty much unlimited power. Even today it's alright, it is the day after. I had a bit of a technical malfunction yesterday with the camera in it, and yeah, it didn't record me speaking, it's just me going blah, 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 blah. So even today when it's a little bit cloudier, it's still drawing in power from the solar panel into the battery and charging the battery. So pretty happy, looking forward to getting out now and camping, and hopefully restrictions in Wales will pass, but for now we're just kind of in a bit of a limbo. Coming up we've got a chat with Alan Gray, who most of you will know, especially if you're from Australia. Some of you may not have heard of him yet, but definitely looking forward to that. You'll learn more about that sort of as and when the time comes. And we're going to West Coast Customs because the 80 is having some new suspension and a new front bumper. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching guys.